So now I want to answer one of the biggest questions that I feel a lot of people have when it comes to, should I purchase the Lady Dior? Should I not purchase the Lady Dior? And that question is, was it worth it?
Wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Ashley Janelle, and today we are going to be talking about the Lady Dior in matte black, the small Lady Dior in matte black. If you watched my last haul, then you heard me allude to the fact that there was a bag that I was considering, but I wasn't really sure if I was ready to actually jump out and purchase it yet. And the bag that I was speaking of is the Lady Dior, the small matte black Lady Dior. So we're gonna talk about all of it today. I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about what's in my bag, and I'm also gonna give a very honest review of my opinion of the bag, having purchased it about 3 weeks ago. So let's get into it. So what drew me to this bag? Obviously, this is a very classic bag, and I really wanted something that I was not going to regret purchasing. Now, I will say, oftentimes, or I would say there are times where we feel really, really strongly about a bag, or about not even a bag, but just something that we want. We feel really, really strongly about it, and then after we actually purchase it, that's when we then say, okay, maybe this wasn't the bag for me, or maybe it's not as functional as I thought that it was, and all of that is fair. However, I have been looking at this bag for a little over a year. It's something that has been on my radar. Obviously, it's a very classic bag. It's a very timeless bag. It's one of Dior's staples, and with that, I'm really trying to make sure that the pieces that I'm buying are not like there's nothing wrong with trendy bags. Trust me, I have a few trendy bags as well. But when it comes to some of those higher end bags and those higher end price points, I really want to make sure that I am sure when I'm purchasing these bags. And I really want to make sure that this is something that I really, really want. I can't stop thinking about, kind of thing. That's how I really determine, like, okay, what bag am I actually going to buy next, especially when it's a more expensive bag. So yeah, I went to the Dior store, purchased this bag. It was super easy, really in and out with the sales associate. Everyone was really, really nice. And we'll kind of get into some of the details of the bag in just a second. But yeah, I definitely would recommend, if you live near a Dior store, I would definitely go in there. If you are, or any store, if you're thinking of purchasing something, definitely set aside time to just go in there without the intent of purchasing. I did that as well because I really wanted to make sure that this was the bag that I wanted, and this was also the size. So actually, when I went to the Dior store to look at this bag the first time, I walked away thinking I really wanted the mini. I walked in thinking I wanted the small, which is the bag I ultimately ended up getting. But I walked out thinking I wanted the mini. So when I went in thinking I wanted the mini, but I left with the small. It's just so funny how, things happen and our brain kind of tricks us into different things. But that's why it's really important to make sure that if you live near a store and have the luxury of going into the store, that you go multiple times, especially if you're going to be purchasing one of these higher end bags. It's just really, really helpful. And you really want to know that you're making the right purchase decision for yourself. So now we can get into the actual design of the bag, the aesthetic. Obviously, the matte black finish was really what I wanted. I'm really, really attracted to their matte finish bags. I think that they're just so sleek and clean. There are a couple of other colors that I really, really love. And so, the matte black just really, really does it for me. I love the matte finish of the hardware. It's just really, really sleek and, to me, very timeless. They also gave the option of the charms as well. So you can pick out 3 charms. So I chose 2 letters for my initials, as well as the Dior charm. I wanted to, throw something fun in there. So yeah, just a really, really great overall experience. Purchasing the bag was very quick. And in terms of the design, this was exactly what I wanted. The small bag for me, the small size, is exactly pretty in line with the bags that I currently own. A lot of my bags are very small. I have like one tote bag and I don't really wear it that often. So for me, all of my things that go into my purse fit into this bag very seamlessly as well. There's also a pocket on the inside if you would like to put something in there. I haven't really had the urge to put anything in there. Everything's kind of fit nicely. But if you're going out, maybe you don't want to bring a wallet or something like that and you want to just stick your ID cards in there, it's a perfect little slot for that as well. And yeah, everything else is matte black. The finish as well on the hardware, very, very sleek and very, very modern. So that's really ultimately what drew me to this bag. And again, for me, the mini was just a little too small. Not really what I was looking for. I was looking for something a bit more practical, and so the small was it for me. One of the other features of the bag includes this flap. Now, the flap was a bit controversial when I was actually looking for this bag and doing my research online and things like that. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about the flap. They were talking about how it can be difficult to get in and out of the bag, and I'm not gonna lie, they weren't wrong. I think that for me, it comes down to, is this a bag that I am gonna carry every day? And so yes, this would get annoying, 20 times a day going in and out of my purse. Or is this a bag that I'm not really gonna carry every day? It's just gonna be maybe several times a month, and it's something that I can get over. I kind of landed somewhere in the area of where I can get over it. But if for you this is going to be an everyday bag, I think that you might want to reconsider, or just strongly, weigh other options, or just know that this is a thing. It is a bit annoying to kind of get in and out of this bag. The flap kind of works against you because it is meant to be very sturdy and it's engineered to close. So when you're lifting it, it's kind of like lifting down, if that makes any sense. So again, if this is something that is going to be an issue for you, maybe, just at least know that it's a thing. I'd rather know than not know. So yeah, that's one thing that I would say about kind of cons, if you will, that I heard before I purchased the bag. But again, I purchased it. I'm fine with it. It's annoying when it's annoying, and then it's not. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. But really, really, overall, I think it's a very well engineered bag, and very well manufactured as well. So something else that was really interesting that I heard was about the flimsiness of the handles here. And I will say, in order, when you just set the bag down, well, I did it that time. But when you set the bag down, oftentimes the handles do fall to the side. Some people didn't really like that. They felt like, hey, I just bought this bag and, why don't the handles just automatically stay? I do have to position them, but when I position them, it's fine. I'm not too bothered by that, but that was another con that I heard people bring up, was like, hey, if I just go to set my bag down, the handles fall. For me, again, it's not that big of a deal. It's a bag at the end of the day. Even, after some wear, it's possible that, things are not as strong as they once were. So it really just depends. If I just kind of go, hey, put it down, the handles, they fall, as you can see. But sometimes I can get it to stand right back up. So again, just another something else that I want to bring up, because I think it's really important for me to be as transparent as possible about the things that I heard and sharing them with you guys as well. So hopefully that's helpful too. Another con that I heard when I was in the market for this bag was that because of the charms kind of all rubbing together, that the bag was noisy. And I will say, I don't think that the bag is too noisy. I mean, you pick it up, you put it down, you do hear the charms, but it's not to an extent where I feel like it's too much, if that makes any sense. It just sounds like you have a bag that has some charms on it. It doesn't bother me one way or another. I've carried this bag several times, and it's not something that I feel is annoying or annoys other people around me. So yeah, definitely, if that's something that you've heard, that's kind of my assessment of it. Again, I think that for myself, the Lady Dior bag is a very classic bag. It's something that I'm going to have for a very long time. I don't know that I even intend on selling this bag at some point. I can kind of see further down the road, like I might end up selling this bag. It's just kind of for right now. This is a very classic bag, and the charms are a part of that. They are a part of the makeup of the bag. They are a part of what draws a lot of us to the bag, is those charms. So for me, the noise was not a deterrent, if you will. So that's my kind of take on the noise. So now I want to move on to what actually fits inside of my bag. Okay, so this is my kind of, the everyday items that I have inside of my purse. So obviously you can see a few makeup items, some lotion, some gum, keys, if you will. I have a very small wallet. I mentioned most of my bags are small, so I had to opt for a, what do they call it, a card holder. And this works well for me. I have other bags where I use the card holder as well. And this is pretty much all I carry. Now, if you are a big bag girl and you have a lot of items in your purse, this may not necessarily, or I don't want to say this may not necessarily be for you, but you might have to pare that down a lot. But it really just holds, your essential items. Now, obviously, essential can differ, but your essential items, your on-the-go items that you need to have with you, can all fit inside of this bag. So that was another thing for me. The mini was just too small. It didn't really carry much. Maybe just a few credit cards. Or cards in general, maybe a lipstick or a lip gloss, your keys, and that might be about it. And for me, like I said, I wanted to, it's not quite an everyday bag for me, but it's not like just, once a month, or a special occasion, I like to call it, type of bag. I think that the small Lady Dior is the perfect size if you just want to carry your essentials for the day. I also think that this is a really great day to night bag because of the strap that is provided with it. You can do the strap at night, you can do the strap during the day and take the strap off at night if that's what you choose to do. And I think that that's a really great option from going to day to night. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. The other thing, let me go back to the strap. So the Lady Dior small comes with the 3 charms that I mentioned, whereas the mini does not come with the charms. Now, if that's not a deal breaker for you, totally fine. It wasn't a deal breaker for me, but it was nice to be able to pick out my charms with the small Lady Dior. So I will say that's another plus. But yeah, the strap, throw it on during the day, take it off at night, and it's really just a great added touch to the functionality of the bag. So now I want to answer one of the biggest questions that I feel a lot of people have when it comes to, should I purchase the Lady Dior? Should I not purchase the Lady Dior? I'm going to specifically speak on the small Lady Dior because obviously that's the one that I purchased. And that question is, was it worth it? Obviously, the Lady Dior, the way that it's priced today, is a pretty hefty price. We're not going to act like it's not. It is. So was it worth it? Was it worth the price? To me, it was worth it. Like I mentioned, this is a very classic bag. It's a bag that I see myself having for a very long time. Even if I do decide to sell this bag, a lot of the bags are selling pretty much right at retail value. So you can sell the bag and get very close to what you paid for it. A lot of people like to make money. I don't know that this is necessarily a bag where you can actually make money, only because they actually have these in stock on the Dior website or in store. A lot of times when you're making money, it's more of a scarcity issue. People can't get their hands on it. These bags are definitely very easy to get your hands on, but I will say, for me, it was worth the money. I love the look of this bag. I can't wait to pair it with more outfits for the spring and the summer because I think that it'll just really, really have a chance to shine and really just set it off with a lot of the fun summer outfits and kind of just a small on-the-go bag. For me, it was worth it. So again, I love the bag. I think that it's very functional, except for kind of the in and out, but again, that's fine. But yeah, I think it's a very functional bag. It's a very small bag. So again, what's in it is what's in it. And you just take it and go. It's a very sleek bag. It's not overly dressy, which was another thing that I really liked about it. I feel like the patent leather, the other material that's not the matte, is a little dressy. And it's fine. Dressy is fine, and you don't necessarily have to be going out at night to be dressy and have more of a dressy bag. But I felt that the matte black or the matte finish in itself is just a little bit more casual. But because it is a Lady Dior, it does dress it up a lot more. So for me, it's very functional. I can wear it, like I said, from day to night with the strap as well. And so for me, it was worth the price. I will say that it was worth the price. I love the look of it. I love how I look holding it. It was just, I think, overall a very great buy. I don't regret it at all. Like I said, I like to think about these things for quite a while because, again, these things are very pricey. These bags are very pricey. So I hope that this video was helpful to you if you are in the market for a Lady Dior, especially a small ABC Lady Dior, that this video is helpful for you and that you were able to get a lot out of seeing the videos and hearing me really speak about how I feel about the bag after purchasing it. This isn't an unboxing where we're doing first impressions. This is, you know, I've had a chance to actually wear the bag for quite a while and actually see how I feel about it, where I can take it, where I feel like I don't want to take it. You know, I think when I'm dressing up, more so at night, but even if I'm like doing brunch or something like that where I'm a little bit more dressed up, this is the perfect bag. Obviously, if you're going out at night, this is the perfect bag. It's very functional. So for me, it was worth the price and it was worth, you know, saving up for it. So if this is something that you're interested in, I really hope that you got some value out of this today, out of really seeing the bag and seeing how it functions and whatnot. And yeah, let me know in the comments, do you have a Lady Dior? What size do you have? Do you have the mini? Do you have the small? Do you have the medium? Let me know what you guys have, what you're interested in, what your questions are. I'd love to answer some of the questions that you guys have around the Lady Dior. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.